Hey everybody, it's Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and welcome to an impromptu live where I'm going to be giving you all the details and telling you all about my latest online garment sewing course. So if you caught me last week on my weekly Whip Wednesday episode, you might have seen that I teased to a new class that was coming. If you're on my email newsletter, you definitely got an email yesterday. You probably got one today too. And I'm here to answer your questions for those of you that are tuning in live and to tell you all about it in case you have not yet signed up, because you only have this week to sign up at $40 off of the regular sale price. So let's go ahead and make sure that all the technology is working. So if you can see me and hear me, let me know in the chat box. Regardless of if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, just let me know where you are tuning in from. Hi, Wendy. Wendy's tuning in from Australia. Hey, we got Winless Originals in the house. She says exciting. And Della is in the house from California. Hi. We got Miss Deborah from Port St. Lucie, Florida. I'm coming to y'all from my home crafting studio here in North Central Florida, where it is overcast and still kind of cool. I thought it'd be warming up a little bit more by now, but let's see. We got Jennifer Lee in the house from Massachusetts. Hey, Jen. All right. So, oh, Della, she says, I'm so excited to see this new class. Awesome. Ooh, and Janelle already typed in, you know I'm signed up, girl. I love to hear it. I can't wait to see your makes. So if you are tuning in for this live show and you have already signed up for my new sewing class, it's on the Jali number 4131 sewing pattern. And it is let me go ahead and butcher it. The name, it's French because it's a French Canadian company. Don't come for me, y'all, if you speak French. But the pronunciation is something like Laurent, something like that. We're going to pretend and say it like Laurent, or maybe I'll just say Laurent, the English version of how it should kind of somewhat be in French. So that's what we're going to go by. I was like, I can't be repeating this pattern name too many times because my French ain't that good. Okay. Sandy in the house from Maryland. We got Nancy tuning in from Colorado. Awesome. So if you are signed up, that's what I was saying. If you have already signed up either yesterday or today, because we opened up registration yesterday evening, late afternoon, if you're already signed up, go ahead and let me know in the chat box that you are in. And that way, whoever else is tuning in and might be kind of on the fence about signing up, they can hear some feedback from y'all. Because once you pay and sign up for the class, you just log in and you can start accessing some of the content that has already been posted. So we'll talk a little bit about the course schedule, and I'll get to that in a second. Let me just see. Oh, hi, John Parks is tuning in. He says, I'm so considering this class. So this is interesting because this is the first pattern, the first sewing pattern. Can we go ahead and let's give him my over-the-shoulder camera shot here? Just so I can show y'all this pattern, because it's really the first pattern that I have come across from a Jali or another pattern company, all of them that, all the ones that I have used, where the pattern is for everybody. Little kids, big kids, teens, adults, men, women, whoever wants to wear this can wear this. And it's super remarkable. At first I didn't believe it because I always I email the girls at Jali and ask them, hey, I'm thinking about doing a class on this pattern, that pattern, and I asked them for feedback. What's beginner friendly? What would they recommend? And so we settled on this one, a great beginner project, beginner friendly project, and it uses stretch knit fabrics, which, if you know me or you watch my last YouTube video about stretch knit fabrics, teaching you how to measure the amount of stretch, I always say that I start off all my beginner garment sewing students, whether you're 2 or you're 92, I always start them off on stretch knit projects because they are a lot more forgiving, okay? So you can see the guys on here. You got a little kid, you got an adult woman. I mean, for everybody. And so at first I was kind of like, let's check how the silhouette of this garment is actually going to work. And if you've read my emails or you're on my email newsletter, I think I shared this last week too. I made my husband a long sleeve t-shirt with a hood on it with the same pattern. And he loves it. Of course, it has bamboo and rayon in it. He's a little bougie for fabrics. He likes it to feel good on his skin. So a really nice lightweight stretch knit fabric, and it worked. For a long sleeve t-shirt with a hood on the back. I made some even here in the smallest size because I think it's hard to grasp when you're looking at a sewing pattern to really understand that you have so many different looks you can make from it, and for everybody. So if you're someone who stopped sewing clothes, or maybe you have no interest in sewing clothes for yourself anymore, but you have family members, teenagers, maybe grandkids, great grandkids, whatever, This is like one pattern. You buy the one pattern, you sign up for my one class, and you'll be able to make all these looks for everybody, okay? It's mind-blowing, really. So here's the smallest size. I went ahead and made these in the toddler size too. Look how cute. So because I use this stretch knit that has these little cars and trucks and automobiles and stuff on it, this looks like pajamas, right? So you can make a pajama set, but this could also just be a regular long sleeve top. I could have also made it short sleeve. So we have short sleeve and long sleeve options, and this was just made out of a cotton spandex. Okay, for those of you looking and thinking, oh, she's talking about stretch knits, I don't have a serger or overlock machine. This is all sewn on a home sewing machine. I use a triple straight stitch to hem the bottom, and the rest of this was just sewn with a zigzag stitch, y'all. So that's how I teach my garment sewing classes. Every class I teach, especially the ones on the Jali patterns, I teach so that you can make it on a home sewing machine. What does that mean? That means, let me grab this one out of here, that you don't need an industrial machine, you don't need fancy sergers or overlockers. If you have a home sewing machine like something like this, it doesn't even have to be computerized. The only thing that I will say is that you need to have a sewing machine, and this is what I tell my students for these beginner-friendly classes is, you want to make sure it's in good working order. You need to be able to sew straight stitch and zigzag. That's the only thing. If you have like a vintage straight stitch machine, it's going to be a little bit easier, better, and the stitching will hold up over time better if you have that zigzag option. But that's it. Nothing super fancy beyond that, okay? Let me pop into the chat and see. Oh, great. I see Rob says already signed up. Margie's already in the class. Jamie says, I'm all signed up and super excited for this new garment course. Awesome. I love to hear it. Now I see BB here is asking, how do I sign up? So we put the link in the chat for you, both on Facebook and on YouTube, and it's always in the description box below. Another quick and easy way for anybody maybe watching this as a recording, you can just go to my website, craftygemini.com, click on the shop tab, and you can either go under PDF and video workshops, that's where all my courses are, or if you just click on the main shop page where all the products in our shop are posted, it'll be the latest, first couple of items there. You'll see the pattern for sale, the online course, as well as I'm hesitant to even mention this, whatever we have left over from fabric bundles. So the first people to get the heads up on any of my new courses and kits and things we add to the shop are my email newsletter subscribers. So if you're not yet on my email newsletter list, you want to get on it because we opened up the class yesterday. We sent out an email blast and I think we're pretty much sold out of the fabrics. We may have like one or two of like one fabric left over, okay? So we will be working to see if we can add different fabrics. Obviously, it's a little bit tricky because if you have a bolt, and I'm looking to see what I had left here, but if you have a bolt of stretch knits and we're cutting them into 2¼ yards or 3-yard chunks, you can't really get more than 3 or 4 kits per bolt, right? So it does kind of eat up a lot of fabric, okay? All right. Oh, Tamlin has a great question. Will your class offer serger instructions? So this is a great question because all my garment sewing classes, especially the ones that work with stretch knit fabrics, I always add bonus videos. One will be how to make that project with a serger. That way, those of you that have sergers will know what you need to do in order to make the garment. And maybe also what I've noticed is some of my students who make it on a sewing machine, they'll still watch those bonus videos and see like, oh, does that make it easier, faster? And they might want to eventually invest in getting a serger. So they're super helpful for everyone. And I do a bonus on how to make the project with a serger, as well as a separate bonus video in the course on how to hem it using a cover stitch machine. So if you'd have those two machines, they're specialty machines for working with stretch knit fabrics. If you have them, you get bonus videos on that too. But the entire course, the other 18 or 19 video lessons are done specifically for people who want to make it just with a regular sewing machine. All right, so great question. So the class is, it starts now. The first 5 videos have been posted, and let's go over the course calendar. So there is a course calendar both inside the class for those of you that have already registered, and it's also in the product description page. So the link that we're sharing with y'all so that you can read through it and see if you want to sign up for the class, there's a clickable link there where you can access this course calendar before you even sign up so you can see if it works for your schedule or not. But I will say it doesn't really matter on the course calendar because my courses never expire and the video lessons themselves are not live. Now this course will have 2 live event components where there are live question and answer sessions. So if you go through the video lessons and you try your hand at it and you're making the garment, and maybe you run across something maybe with the specific fabric that you're working with, or you just have a question for me based on something you saw in the video, you can pre-submit those questions to me in advance so that I can prepare for them. And then in the live question and answer shows, I get on there, I answer all the pre-submitted questions, and we chit chat back and forth, similar to how we're doing here. If you're involved in the chat box right now, that's how we will be chatting with each other. I'll be answering your questions. That gives me time to put together any samples I need to make to show you what I'm trying to teach you in that specific thing, to answer that question. And so we're going to have 2 of those live question and answer sessions. Okay. So besides that, all the other video lessons have been pre-recorded at 1080p, high definition. They're edited, they're clean cut, and they're lesson by lesson by lesson for you so that you can watch them, on your own time. Watch one video a day, whatever you want to do, whatever fits into your schedule, so you don't feel like you're going to miss out. Now, those 2 live question and answer shows that I talked about, they're also recorded. So if you can't make them live as they appear on the course calendar here, if you can't make them live, no worries, because you can just, when you have time, go back in and watch the replay or the recording. And I often have students who like work during these times or whatever. They'll submit the question and they'll send me an email and say, hey, Vanessa, I can't join in live, but I will watch the replay. So I'll be looking for, the answer to my question. And then if it's pre-submitted, I answer it on the live show. You go back and you get your answer. Okay. So you get to ask me those questions directly, and I answer them for you. Okay. So on the course calendar, you'll see that we have dates on when the course opened yesterday, when the videos are posted, like videos 1 through 4 were posted today at noon. There's actually 5 videos posted. And then the next 4 videos get posted on this coming Friday. Then we're closing registration next Monday, y'all. So there's 6 days left. If you're thinking about joining the class, if you're finally ready to make some garments that you know are actually going to fit, because I'm telling you, they're gonna fit. If you follow my guidance, you go through how to take the measurements, how to select the pattern size, and you do everything like I'm showing you in these step-by-step video lessons, you will be able to wear the garment. I don't care if it's a short sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve, with the hood, without, with the pocket. I have 7 samples here that I can share with y'all, okay, of how you can do it. So let me check in the chat real quick. Let's see. ShareBear is asking, how long on the 19th do we have to sign up? So great question. So registration closes on Monday, February 19th at 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So you have all day that day. But the next day, the price will go up. So right now, early bird sale price, if you get in this week, is $67. As of next Monday night, after Monday's over, Tuesday at 12:01 a.m., the price will jump up to $107, which, by the way, is still a steal. If you've ever taken a class in a shop, in a store, 3 months after the class, you're never going to remember what you did. And it's likely that if you take a class on a pattern like this one, you can only pick one of the looks to make. So you're not really getting instruction on all the different options and versions, okay? So for a class that never expires, it's a steal. And we have not increased our course price in years, okay? So we've been trying to keep it down because we know the price of everything else has been going up. So fabric and the materials that you'll need, even the price of the pattern has slightly gone up, which is still a great value because there's 28 different sizes in here. So like I said, you can make this over and over again for everybody in the family, okay? So we kept the course price the same. Just know that after next Monday at midnight, the price jumps up $40. You'll still be able to join next Tuesday and Wednesday, but it'll cost you $107. So if you're trying to save $40, which guess what? You can turn those $40 into buying the pattern and getting some fabric, right? So it's a great deal, and I hope that you all will follow in the steps of everybody else who's chiming in on here saying that they're signed up and join the class, because it's going to be super fun. All right. Yeah, so let's see. Yes. So you can watch. I see BB here is asking in the comments, you can watch the videos at your own time once you purchase it. Absolutely. The lessons themselves are pre-recorded and edited. Just make sure that you're keeping track on the calendar of when the different video lessons are posted. And it's also posted in the course. Like if you try to access video 15, it'll say that video, will appear here on whatever the date and time is that I said on here, which is probably March 1st. Check back then at noon, okay? And so we go dripping out the content. I did it like this for a reason. This, and next week is basically like an off week because I'm gonna be traveling. So y'all have this week to watch those first 5 videos, get your pattern, get your fabric, and you have this week and all of next week to just watch the videos on taking your body measurements, how to select the size. You can figure out how much yardage you need to order for the fabric you're going to use. And it's basically all the prep work. And then the following week after that, we jump right in. The next videos get posted. We have our live Q&A chat. And we just start making it from there. So for those of you that are going to be busy over these next couple of weeks, for example, if you were to tune into the class, if you sign up now, you save the $40, and then say on March 5th, you finally get some downtime and you log in, guess what? Everything is already going to have been posted. You'll be able to watch any of the video lessons, download any of the PDFs, as well as watch the recorded replays of those live question and answer sessions. Okay? All right. Oh, awesome. Jamie says, I've gone back to older classes many times and remade more projects. It's so nice that we have them forever. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know not everybody has time, but like I said, if this is the year that you're trying to learn how to make clothes that are comfortable and fit, even if they're not for you, because remember, this is for everybody. Little kids, teens, adults, men and women. Boom. Okay? This is the class to get at the lowest price that you can get it, and then you can access it whenever you need it after the fact if you don't have time right now. Thank you, Celia. She says, I just signed up. Yay! She says, Vanessa's a fantastic instructor and I always learn so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, Share Bear is asking about is it paper pattern or PDF? So if you order the pattern from us, remember the pattern is sold separately to my video course because it's not my pattern. This is a Jali pattern. If you order the pattern from us in our online shop, quick side note, we've sold over half of the ones that we had in stock. So if you sign up today, go ahead and snag the pattern too while it's in stock here with us. And it is a hard copy pattern that you will receive. Okay. The hard copy includes 28 sizes, and I'll go over them right quick so you know. The hard copy pattern, you can see on the back of it, has the same size chart that I printed out here. This includes pattern template pieces from little toddler kids size 2 all the way up to adult size 2X, which in Jali terms is a double G size. And that means that this hard copy pattern sheet has the pattern pieces you need to make it up to someone who has a bust or chest measurement of, are you ready? 52 inches. So from a little kid's 20.5 inch circumference chest measurement to 52 inches. All those patterns are in this one pattern sheet. Now, good news for y'all. If you need a pattern that it can be made, so you can make these garments in a larger bust or chest circumference than 52 inches, then you can order the PDF only version directly from Jali. So those pattern pieces don't fit on the hard copy pattern sheet like this. So you can print them out at home, tape the pieces together in your size, and that PDF includes sizes 1X to 5X. So that goes up to a bust measurement of 64 inches. So I mean, from kid size 2 to 64-inch bust, I have yet to come across another pattern by any company who includes that amount of sizes, okay? It's just important to note that the hard copy stops at a 52-inch bust, okay? But you can make it with the PDF version, buying that directly from Jali. We don't sell the PDF since it's not our pattern, but you can get the regular PDF version from their site. And I have a link to where you can get it from Jali in my product description page for the pattern. It'll tell you there. If you need a pattern larger than 1X or 2X, you can click here to purchase the PDF version from Jali. Okay, so that's the first thing you need is the pattern because that's what we're basing the entire course off of. Now, the good thing is that all these looks, and let me use this image here because it's a little bit bigger. I'm going to zoom this in right quick because this is something that I teach all my students in the garment sewing classes. On any pattern, you want to look not just at the cute model pictures, right? The styled images and cute fabrics and all that. You want to look at these black and white illustrations because this is going to tell you exactly what the pieces are that we use to make this pattern, where the seams are, what is included, what options you have. So if we look at this, I know it shows 4 options. But there's more than 4 options, and I'll talk about that as we go through. So if we look at this one first, I see that they're inset sleeves, right? They're not raglan sleeves. They're not bat wing sleeves. The sleeves I can see are inserted into the front and back, like the bodice portion. So this is a long sleeve shirt that has ribbing on the cuffs and at the neckline, okay? And I can see the hem does not have ribbing. It's just a turned under hem. So that's what that tells me, okay? The next one shows a short sleeve t-shirt. I see ribbing at the neckline, but nowhere else. And I do see hems, just like turned under hems at the two short sleeves, as well as the bottom hem of the t-shirt. So I know that the longer one is calling for a different fabric, ribbing or another stretch knit for cuffs and neckband. Okay? Here, it's requiring it just for the neckband, and then I have one fabric that I use for the whole rest of the shirt. Okay? Let's go on to the hoodie. This hoodie here shows me it's similar to the first one because we got long sleeves, ribbed cuffs at the bottom, but now look at the bottom hem. This gave me an option to just hem it, and now here I have an option of a hem band. That's a separate piece that's sewn to the bottom of the top with little lines on it, which tells me that that's likely ribbing, okay? Or a different stretch fabric. Again, you have the same ribbing at the cuffs, but now the neckline is different. We have a hood on it. So long sleeve with no hood, long sleeve, no hood, hemmed bottom. Long sleeve with a hood, hem band at the bottom. So just from these two, that tells me also that the same way I attach the hem band to the bottom of the hoodie, I could also attach the hem band to the bottom of this one if I wanted to. You know, you're playing with color blocking, you want to have a band at the bottom of your shirt, and actually that's what I did on this sample. This is just one regular pullover, and I'll zoom out a little, that I did. It has no hood on it. It's almost, I would say, like a tunic length because I have a short torso, so it goes past my hips. But I did go ahead and add the hem band at the bottom. So because I had the hem band here at the sleeves, I thought, oh, this will be cute, like a little tunic top, wear it with some leggings or some skinny jeans. And I added the hem band to the bottom. Okay, but you don't have to. So you have different options that you can be selecting from as you're choosing your pattern template pieces. Then the last one we have here is the similar but slightly different with another option. We have the long sleeve, we have the hem band, the same as the hoodie, we have ribbing at the cuffs, we have the hood, but notice it's slightly shorter than the hoodie itself. This is the cropped version. So the same way that they're showing you the cropped version on the hoodie, you could do cropped version on the pullover. You could do a cropped version on a t-shirt. So now you can start thinking about different people in your family that like these different types of things. My daughter would probably love a little boxy tee that's cropped. Okay? You can make a cropped hoodie, a cropped pullover. This version, right? The same as this, but without the hood. And I did actually make myself one of those. So you're playing around with the different template pieces, y'all, to make so many different looks. Okay? So this is the cropped pullover version. I added the hemband here, but it's of the same fabric. So instead of having a contrasting band at the bottom, I kept it the same. And then for the neckline, I did go ahead and use a solid black cotton spandex knit to finish off the neckline. Okay? So tons and tons of options. Okay? So Zena's asking a great question. She says, I missed the beginning of this live. Hi, Zena. Thanks for tuning in. She says, which specific shirt will you be teaching in this class? All of them. Okay, so that's the beauty of my classes. When I teach these Jali patterns, whatever looks they have, whatever versions they have, I teach them all. So you'll be able to make whatever you want. And if at your first go of the class, you make a t-shirt, then the next week or a month later, go back, make a hoodie. Then you have somebody in your family that says, oh, I would love a hoodie with, my teen's favorite fleece fabric. Go back into the class, watch it again, and pick out the hoodie parts, right? Because there'll be a separate video lesson on how to cut and make the hood, how to attach the hood as a neckline. There'll be a separate video lesson on how to attach the ribbed neckband, okay? And so I go over every single step and all the options so that you can mix and match and put them together to however you want, okay? Oh, Glenda's asking, will you provide links of where we can purchase fabric? So this is something that I did at the last class I taught in October of last year in the cardigan class. After we sold out of fabric, I went ahead and shared links, and I will do that, as well as if we're able to add more kits, we will send them out by email so y'all know, hey, we added a few different kits, for however long it lasts. The fabric bundles usually tend to go super quick when I post them because people know that the fabric I'm listing for sale obviously will work for this project, okay? All right. Oh, yes. Awesome. Janice says, I took the video course and made the Jali Kareen. That's the number 4242. That's the cardigan I'm talking about. She says, I love that I have it forever. Vanessa, you're a great instructor, and I love that I have your videos with instructions forever. Awesome. Thank you so much, Janice, for your testimonial. I appreciate that. Okay. So let me see what else. Yay. Hi, Susie. She says, I'm so excited for this course. You make everything so easy. I feel like it really is easy. If people can't get past like the mental block that they have from whatever it may be, I have ladies that write me and say they failed home ec in the 70s. Their teacher told them they would never be able to sew. And so they've stayed away from sewing for however many years. And then they're back. It's all about unblocking the mental block. Once you can get past it and say, okay, I'm going to invest in this class, I'm going to get this pattern, and I'm going to make one. Trust me, you're going to be screaming and you're going to be wearing it. You or whoever else you're making it for, okay? All right, so Shelby's asking, how much is the class? The class is $67. The pattern is $17. Okay, so they have to be purchased separately since this isn't our pattern, but we do have them in stock. We get them from Canada, from the company directly. It's a great, great pattern. And again, I said the hard copy covers from a little kid size 2, a toddler size 2, to an adult, okay, with a 52-inch bust or chest measurement. So I mentioned it already for those of you that missed it. I use the same pattern. It sounds crazy that you could use the same pattern for my tops as well as for my husband's, but I did. I made him, and I know this looks dark, but it is a navy blue. I'll leave it like that. A navy blue knit fabric. It has a hood, but it's a lightweight knit, so it's a t-shirt that I made him. A long sleeve t-shirt for him, and his size, I think I made him, yep, W. Size W, which is a men's size medium. And this one fit him a little bit loose and big, which is how he wanted it, right? Because I chose a size that was like a little bit bigger than his actual chest measurement. And that way with the knit, with the amount of stretch in the fabric knit, it fit him nice and loose. He has a long torso, so this full length fit him perfectly. Whereas the cropped version for me didn't even fit me really cropped because I have a short torso. So it hit like just covering the button on my jeans. So this is something that we talk about in the class. I walk you through screen sharing all these charts, the size charts, and I even put together, I'll show y'all. I mean, I know I say that this is a class where you're going to learn how to make this, but really it's a master class in sewing with knits. That's what it is. Because I can't have you jump into tracing the pattern and cutting out fabric without understanding all the behind the scenes stuff that you need to know. How to choose the correct size, how to take the body measurement. So really, I mean, that's why there's 20 video lessons, because I have to cover all of that stuff, okay? So what I was going to say here is that I went ahead and made for y'all, and the students will be able to download and print this PDF. It's a size selection worksheet that I do for my students when we are making these patterns, okay? I have the little icons here. We talk about chest, waist, and hips. I have a video lesson that's already up. It's one of the first 5 videos that you can start watching right now if you sign up. Teach you exactly how to take the measurements. You input them here. Then I show you how to take those measurements, referencing the body measurement chart on the Jali pattern, find your chest measurement, and select the size that you're going to make. But it's not that straightforward. We start with that size, then we go in and reference the finished garment measurements and find out if we do that size that we selected based on our body measurements, is the finished top going to be big enough, wide enough, long enough, whatever it is, to fit over our body, okay? So for those of you that have been emailing me, and I've gotten at least 24 emails from people saying, are you gonna teach me how to pick the right size when I have measurements all across the board? So if you have a chest measurement that's smaller, then you have maybe a bigger waist measurement and an even larger hip measurement, like a lot of us do, yes, I show you exactly how to select the right one that's going to make the whole thing fit over your body so that it doesn't just fit over your bust and your waist and then be super snug at your hips. I walk you through step by step what you need to look at. Take this measurement, go to this chart, do this, check that. We cover everything, okay? Because we have to have all that down before we can even open up the pattern and start tracing and thinking about fabric, okay? So let me pop in and see. Yes, Susie says she makes the Jali patterns for her grandkids, her kids, and her. And she says she wears her cardigan every day. That's awesome. That was the last class I taught, which is still available, by the way. It's the Jali Kareen cardigan number 4242. I think we still maybe have some patterns. And again, the course is for sale, ongoing, just like this one is going to be. I'm just coming on here, trying to come on every day this week to let y'all know that there's a new class, because every time I close it or I increase the price, I get really mean, nasty emails from y'all saying, I missed it. I can't believe I missed it. I didn't check my email. Why didn't you keep it open for longer? So I'm coming out to let y'all know that it's this week only. 6 days. That's it, okay? Monday, February 19th at midnight, the price goes up by $40. All right. So let me pop over real quick and I'm gonna I think we're gonna give them the other camera shot so I can share some of the samples. Now remember I'm talking about this class. You can find the link in the description box below where you can sign up. Again, it's on sale right now for 67 bucks. Save $40 before next week when the price goes up. I made these ones in the little bitty baby sizes. Look, I mean, seriously though, can you see a little kid with leggings and some cute sneakers? Oh, so this is the full length one, okay? So comfy. I did use a pink ribbing for the neckline and the cuff. This is kid size 2. So this course, the pattern we're using, you can make it from this size all the way up to an adult size 2X, which is for a bust measurement of 52 inches. I don't have a sample in the biggest size because I didn't make the biggest size. I'll show you the biggest size I do have made, and that is the hoodie that I made in this black and red checkered plaid thing, whatever you call it, buffalo plaid. It has the kangaroo pocket in the front. Okay, so now we're looking at this as a fleece hoodie, but let's think about it. If we change the fabric that we chose, and instead of using fleece, by the way, this was just fleece from Joann's. I had like 10 people email me and say, hey, what fabric did you use for the black and red checker print? Just fleece. I don't know if it's still on sale. Last week I said it was $4.99 a yard, but it's just fleece. Okay? If we didn't use fleece and instead we used a cotton spandex, similar to what I use for my husband's t-shirt, something lightweight, you could, which is exactly what I did for him, is the same pattern piece, it's just a different fabric. So we had long on the front, no hemband. This one has a hemband, and his was just hemmed under, okay? This one has the hemband because we add the pocket to it, and the hood. You could make this just like this with the hood and the kangaroo pocket out of a lighter knit, like a t-shirt knit. If you wanted to, if you live in a warmer climate like we do here in Florida, and if you wanted to have like a light pocket here with a really lightweight knit, you could add that to it. You just have to be careful because sometimes when you double up the fabric like this, it'll be like a little bit heavy. But I just want to show you that you could use the same components and just play around with the fabric options, okay? Now this pattern does require that you use a stretch knit fabric that has a minimum of 15% stretch along the width, which is along the crosswise grain this way. Most of these fabrics that I've made these samples out of have way more than that. So they're gonna have even more built-in room in the finished garment. So you don't have to worry about, like, if you follow my steps on taking your measurements and selecting the size, you don't have to worry about it fitting you small. Okay, because if you use a fabric that has more than 15% stretch, it's likely going to fit you even a little bit roomier, which is perfect. So this one I made in size AA, which is adult size large. So you could make this fleece hoodie in 6 sizes bigger than this one. Okay, from the little bitty kid size one with the one pattern. I'm just saying. I know some people are just, they write me, they reply to my emails and say, I'm done making clothes for myself. But like, if you want to make clothes for other people, this is a great pattern. I'm just saying. All right, let's see. So Monique is asking, hi, do you address the issue of a midsection belly being bigger than the waist? How do you make adjustments? So I just talked about that a little bit ago, where I'm going to show you how to make the correct size based on which is the largest of your measurements. The pattern tells us to choose the size. It says right here, choose the size closest to your chest measurement. But if your hip measurement is significantly larger, or your belly measurement here around your waistline is significantly larger than your chest, you're still going to want to make the top so that it fits you, right? This is not, and I should have started off with this. Let me start off by saying who this class is not for, okay? This class is not for you if you're trying to do stuff like full bust adjustments, you're trying to make fancy dresses, couture garments, and all this kind of high scale, just like for a night out. This is not for you. This class is specifically for, including the pattern and my teaching style and the way I've broken down the course, is for people who are still scared, intimidated. Maybe they've tried to sew clothes in the past and failed. Maybe some of you who started sewing back in the 70s or even 60s, and you had very limited types of stretch knit fabrics. And so now when you go look at stretchy fabrics, everything is super overwhelming because you're like, what? There's so many different fiber content blends and all this kind of stuff. This is for people who want to tackle simple, easy, quick, and casual garments made from stretchy fabrics. So if you're trying to make a t-shirt that has a V-neck line and a drop shoulder and like shaping on the side, this is not for you, okay? This is for people who, as you can see in the silhouette of the garment, there is no shaping at the waistline. There's nothing, adding any shaping to it, straight up and down the sides, y'all. So that's what we're working on, okay? Simple, and that's why I say it's a boxy t-shirt design. I have my t-shirt here that I've made. This is cotton spandex, and we sold out of this fabric already. It's a small print floral, super cute, a Robert Kaufman print. I made myself this boxy tee. Now this one I made using size, I made myself 2 different sizes depending on how I want it to fit. That's why I'm trying to look, which one did I do? This one was still size AA. So this is still the adult large, and you can see that it fits wide and loose, okay? It's straight up and down on the sides, and the sleeves hit lower, all right? So it's a boxy t-shirt. If you want something that has darts along the sides and all this extra shaping, again, this is not the class for you. This is for someone who wants to jump in, follow the step-by-step, have successful results with the finished garment that is wearable, right? This is like the beginning of your journey of sewing with knits. And it's a great place to start because you can choose from so many options, all right? Great. Oh, Janice says I was scared, but I'm not scared anymore after she took my last class. That's awesome, the last cardigan course. Great. I love, love, love to hear that. Tony's asking, if you just want to order the PDF pattern, are you able to print different sizes for one price? So you'll have to check on the Jolie website to see, because I believe they have different price points for the PDF, the same as the hard copy pattern. Like there's a PDF that's the same equivalent of the hard copy pattern, and then a PDF for the larger 1X to 5X sizes. So you have to look on their website and see. I don't sell any other PDFs. We just carry the hard copy, okay? What else? So Yana's asking, great deal, Vanessa. Do you ship the hardcover pattern overseas? Yes, we do. We ship worldwide. So if you order the hard copy patterns from us while they're in stock, because remember I told you we're down to less than half of the inventory we had yesterday when we released the class, we will ship it. Okay, no problem. Now, let me see. Okay, so I was showing you all the different samples. So here's a boxy t-shirt that I made for myself. All right. If I wanted it to fit a little bit more snug, I would just pick a smaller size. And we talk about that in the class when we're going over the fabric measurements to get you a good idea of like how the garment is going to fit, because Jolie also provides us with finished garment measurements, okay? So this is the other one I made for myself, super cute. It's the cropped version, which again, I said, because I have a short torso, it doesn't fit me super cropped, not like my belly button is out or anything. It just fits like right to the top of my jeans, which is fine. That's cute for me to wear too, with long sleeves, cuffs made from the same fabric, hemband made from the same fabric, and then I just use black cotton spandex for the neckline as a pretend ribbing. I was saying that this little one in the toddler size 2 that we made, I'm obsessed, it looks so cute, was the full length, and the pattern has a different section. So this one was, I didn't have enough of this fabric to make it full length long, and so this one I cut at the option where you would add the hem band, but I didn't add the hem band, I just hemmed it. So there's so many options. You have cropped, regular, like a length where you're going to attach a separate hem band, which you could also hem it there if you like that length. The option with the hem band, and that's just different hem options, okay? Then we have long sleeve, short sleeve, with a hood, without a hood, with a pocket, without the pocket. I mean, come on. Then this one is the full length pullover. I made this in a double knit. This is a Liverpool fabric, and I use black cotton spandex for the neckline, the hemband, and the sleeve cuffs. And because I have a short torso, this one goes super far down and long, like to the top of my thighs. So this for me is more like a tunic length, okay? Now for those of you that are maybe like petite length and you still need to adjust even if you went cropped or something like that, there are cut lines on the pattern, and we'll talk about that when we get to in the course, tracing off and cutting off our pattern. There's markings that tell you, cut it here if you're making the cropped version. Cut it here if you're adding an additional hem band. Cut it here if you are doing full length and just hemming it under. So we have all of that included there. And of course, again, I walk you through all the different looks and all the different options on how you can make it, okay? Let's see. So Lisa's asking, I like the idea of kids' pajamas. Is there a short or pant pattern that would match up well? So actually, if you're trying to make pajamas that kind of look like this and have short sleeve and short option, I would recommend my other Jali class is the Jali jean pattern. And that one is a different pattern that is specifically for pajamas, and it's for kids all the way up to adult pajamas, similar to something like this. And in that class, I give you bonus videos showing you how to make it short sleeve and how to make it into shorts for those of you that live in warmer climates. So I would recommend that class better for what you're asking for there. Awesome. Moldaline says, I just got signed up. Great. I love to hear it. Lori's asking, does your hard copy have a 2XL size? So the 2XL, it goes up to 2X on the hard copy pattern. As long as we're talking 2X that has a bust measurement of up to 52 inches around. If you have a larger bust than that, then you need to go ahead and order the PDF pattern from Jali, which goes up to a bust measurement of which goes up to a bust measurement of, I think I said 62 or 64 before. Let me get the other size chart sheet real quick. This one. The other larger sizes that go from 1X to 5X go up to a bust measurement of 64 inches around. Okay? Yes, Laura says the jean is one of my favorites. I just made that. I saw that. You made that for your little boys. They're so cute. Oh, and speaking of that, I saw the picture that Laura posted of that from that other previous class because I have a private Facebook group that is specific to sewing clothes with Crafty Gemini. So if you join any of my my clothes sewing classes, that's where people share pictures. They share their fabric choices, their progress. When they're super happy that they made the garment, they put it on and take a picture and share it with all of us so we can marvel at their handiwork. So all of that. Okay, we have a private Facebook group for that too, which is optional. If you don't do Facebook, that's okay. But it's a great resource where you can interact and chat with super, super nice people that are all doing the same thing as you. Okay? Okay. All right. So, hoodie, fleece, easy peasy, long sleeve, short sleeve, t-shirts. We're tackling all of these looks in my new class, okay? If I don't have any other questions, I think I've covered pretty much everything. And of course, if you're tuning in late, if you want to check out the class, click the link in the description box below, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, we put it everywhere in the caption and all that. And you'll see the product description page, which will tell you all about the course. So it'll say this course includes, and it tells you everything, okay? Step-by-step video lessons. There's going to be over 20 videos. The first 5 video lessons have already been posted. You can download the course calendar so you know when each batch of videos is posted. We have 2 live question and answer sessions so that you can watch the video lessons, jot down your questions, pre-submit them into a form. I answer them live. We chat back and forth in there, and I answer your questions live. And I post video lessons. I mean, it's like everything you could need, everything you could want to know about how to make any of the looks that I've talked about here today in this class. So it is a class featuring this specific Jali 4131 Laurent pattern, but you can make any of the looks. You can always go back in and access this. If you end up, and this is one of the things that I'll mention here because a lot of my students will do stuff like this where like one of their kids says something about a Halloween costume and they're trying to think, well, what pattern can I do to come up with like the main body part of it? Then they're like, wait a minute. That silhouette is kind of like the class that I have from Vanessa. They'll log back in 6 months later, 12 months later, 3 years later, log in, watch the video, and make it from there, right? You can get so creative with these different looks. You can use school colors. You can do different color sleeves with a different color body and the hood on the back. You can make all kinds of boxy t-shirts. If it's for kids or grandkids, as they grow the next year, make the next size up. I mean, there's this right here, when Emily at Jali told me like, oh, she would recommend this pattern because I was looking for something beginner friendly. You know how I love stretch knits, something for everybody. And she recommended this one. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, if this really works like this, that you can make it for guys too, super legit. And for kids, all sizes, I mean, this is a wardrobe staple. If you don't get any other patterns, this is going to keep you busy. Between the pattern in my class is going to keep you busy sewing for the rest of this year, okay? And you're going to have different outfits, different pieces that you can put together, okay? Barbara says, or she's asking, is the black spandex for the neck and ribbing or a fabric that is it a ribbing or a fabric that I cut? So actually, great question. It is a cotton spandex, just 95% cotton, 5% spandex fabric that I cut, which I actually cut up because we're going to list them on the site now as ribbing. Because Jolie in the pattern, they also include for us, and we'll go over this in the course lessons. They include two different pattern pieces for the neckline. One, if you're using proper ribbing, and another one if you're using the self fabric, which means the main fabric of the garment, or another knit that has a minimum of 50% stretch. So that's why I did the cotton spandex. So I'm going to sell 1 yard cuts of the black cotton spandex because I think black works really, really well. Even if you have another fun fabric at home that you want to make the body of, if you just need a little strip of black for your neckline, with 1 yard, you're going to have plenty to do cuffs if you wanted to, necklines for multiple projects. So we're going to be listing those shortly, probably by tomorrow on the website, and those will be just 1 yard cuts of a black cotton spandex because ribbing can be tricky to find. We were able to find ribbing a couple years back when we did the pajama class, and we put kits together and sold it with that, but I haven't been able to find it now in different colors and things like that, and I was able to get black cotton spandex, so that's what we're gonna put it out there in case people are struggling, to find ribbing on your own for your fabrics, okay? Let's see. I don't have, Demps Designs is asking, do you have any tutorials or classes on sewing dress pants or jeans? She says, I'm 6'2" and have a hard time finding pants long enough. So I haven't done any on pants specifically. The only ones we've done were those jeans making retreats that I had several years ago, a couple of those. But I hired a teacher to teach those anyways. I haven't done any on dress pants. We've done dresses, tops, and stuff like that, but not dress pants yet. All right. Okay, great. I'm glad that some of you are so excited. Susie says, I'm signed up and the pattern ordered. So again, if you want to sign up for the class and learn how to make these different looks step by step with us with video lessons that do not ever expire, make sure that you sign up this week because remember, $67 sale price, then you got to buy the pattern separately because it's not ours. And the sale price of $67 ends next Monday, February 19th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday morning, you'll be able to log in and sign up for the class, but it's going to be $107. So it goes up by 40 bucks. So if you want to save 40 bucks, click the link in the description box below and head on over, okay? I'm so excited that so many of you have signed up already. I cannot wait to see your finished makes. And if you have any friends who you think might be interested or you know people that keep saying, I wish I knew how to sew clothes, tell them to check me out, subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm planning to go live at different times every day this week to answer y'all's questions like we did here today and to reiterate all the stuff about this class because I don't want to hear from people saying that they missed it and they didn't know that I had a new course. I have a new course. Tell all your friends, okay? Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow because we're gonna do another video. But a quick heads up, tomorrow's a Valentine's Day, and I host bingo with the senior citizens in our small town on Wednesdays, and tomorrow we're actually taking them on a field trip to a lunch buffet in another town. So I will be back home later, and so instead of the usual Whip Wednesday time at 4 p.m., I think we're gonna go live at 6. Is that right? At 6 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendars. If you caught the back end of this or you're expecting to see me tomorrow for Whip Wednesday, 6 p.m. and I'll send out an email too, so don't worry about it. All right? Yay, Gladys says, so excited. I ordered everything. I'm so glad to see y'all that have joined in, and I'll see y'all in class, and I'll see you tomorrow.